hands raised high in pure delight, thankful whispers in a gentle breeze, grateful heart with such sweet ease. Thank you, Lord, for every breath I take, for the love that heals and the joy you make in the tapestry of life. I see your grace, every moment filled with your warm embrace. Through valleys deep and mountains high, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every trial with lessons wrapped tight, in every shadow you are my light. Thank you, Lord, for the laughter and tears, for the strength you give in all my fears.
And good morning, everybody. Hope today finds everybody well and doing okay. It's well, right now it's 7:05 in the morning. Okay, 7:07, a little bit there, a little late. But actually, there's a reason why I don't come on at 7 o'clock. See, because I can only have like 2 hours in order to play the show back later on. So I'm always late getting off. So this way, when I stop at 9 o'clock, well, it means that I haven't gone over. Okay, that's right. So y'all want to watch? I'm late on purpose. So actually, the show actually starts at 7:05. Okay, if I got my act together that morning. Some mornings it's harder than others, though. I got to tell you. Anyway, good morning. I'm Kevin Elkins. Not that really matters, because it don't to most people, but I'm here. Okay, trying to get your day started. First of all, what we do is we give you a good word from the good Lord, and hopefully, if your day is going not as well as you anticipated, it will give you a different perspective. It'll give you with each day, with the new sun, comes new opportunities to do a little bit better. But next up, we are going to our daily bread. And then we're going to do our little, whatever it is that we do this time of morning. Our daily bread's coming next. So don't go no place. And then we'll get to maybe some serious conversations. I'm not exactly sure. Seemed like the mayor, though, put forth a budget last night. I'm trying to figure out where all that money coming from. But we'll get to that later on. We're trying to figure out who going to pay that extra money. You and me? I mean, they can only take the garbage up so much. We'll get that. Maybe the fines are going up. I don't know. Maybe the business licenses are going up. I don't know. I don't. Man. Anyway, good morning to you. And it's a great day. An outstanding day to be alive. Next up, it is our daily bread right here on, let's say News Radio, but I'm not there anymore. Decisions 2.0. We call it that because everything we do requires us to make one. A decision, that is. And even if we don't make one, well, we just made one. We'll be back. Y'all hang loose. Don't go no place. I promise. This is good. Whatever I'm going to play next, it's good for the soul. Okay? Again, it is August the 20th, 2025. But it's a day that has never been. It is a day that won't ever be again. It is a once-in-a-lifetime deal. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back later and undo all the things that you've done this day, that you will do this day. And more importantly, you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, the 20th day of August 2025, make sure that if tomorrow should be, You will appreciate and be proud of what you have done today. Good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. We'll be back.
Hi there, and welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Our reading, titled Working with God, was written by Sochi Dixon. During his 1962 visit to Mexico, Bill Ash helped fix windmill hand pumps at an orphanage. 15 years later, inspired by a deep desire to serve God by helping provide clean water to villages in need, Bill founded a nonprofit organization. He said, "God awoke me to make the most of the time by finding others with a desire to bring safe drinking water to the rural poor." Later, having learned about the global need for safe water through the requests of thousands of pastors and evangelists from more than 100 countries, Bill invited others to join the ministry's efforts. God welcomes us to team up to serve with Him and others in various ways. When the people of Corinth argued over which teachers they preferred, the Apostle Paul affirmed his role as a servant of Jesus and a teammate of Apollos, fully dependent on God for spiritual growth. He reminds us that all work has God-given value. Acknowledging the privilege of working with others while serving Him, Paul encourages us to build each other up as He transforms us in love. Though our mighty Father doesn't need our help to accomplish His great works, He equips us and invites us to partner with Him. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 1 through 9. Brothers and sisters, I could not address you as people who live by the Spirit, but as people who are still worldly, mere infants in Christ. I gave you milk, not solid food, for you were not yet ready for it. Indeed, you are still not ready. You are still worldly. For since there is jealousy and quarreling among you, are you not worldly? Are you not acting like mere humans? For when one says, I follow Paul, and another, I follow Apollos, are you not mere human beings? What, after all, is Apollos? And what is Paul? Only servants, through whom you came to believe, as the Lord has assigned to each task. I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it grow. So neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything but only God, who makes things grow. The one who plants and the one who waters have one purpose, and they will each be rewarded according to their own labor. For we are co-workers in God's service. You are God's field, God's building. Let's pray. Dear God, some of us are called to do big things for you that receive great recognition, but most of us are called to do ordinary, everyday things. In whatever you have called us to today, help us to do our jobs well and to give you all of the glory. Thank you for providing us all we need as you continue to accomplish great things in us. Thank you, Father. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries. Hi there, and welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Our reading, titled Working with God, was written by Sochi.
We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, it's PT time for the day. We gotta do a little running here in honor of my my last and youngest child, Z, who's down there somewhere at Fort Littlewood, going to hopefully he'll be graduating today from basic training. Hopefully. Anyway, so let's get busy here. Let's get it on. We got to get it. We got to get it done. Okay. Because I'm still an Army guy at the heart. Okay. At the heart. Okay. Just I don't know why. I'm trying to get it out of my system, but I don't think you get it out of your system. Okay, really, I don't think you can. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Come on now, let's get it. Oh yeah. All right, since Z's got to do Pink for this morning, I guess I will too. Let's see if I can get out. Go to work. You pack up the shoes. Hard work. You load them up. Hard work. Manifest. Hard work. You gotta do it right. Hard work. And here we go. With the sun, I'm ready to rock. Hard work. I'm earning my pay. Hard work. That's what they say. Hard work. Okay. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. Hard work, that's what they say. Hard work, let me hear. Hard work, turn it up. Hard work, fire up. Everybody on the plane. Gotta sit them on down. Hard work, the engines are on. Hard work, the mission is go. Hard work, that's what they say. Hard work, I do it for play. Hard work, I earn my pay. Okay. That's enough. That's enough hard work. I'm glad today is Wednesday. Tomorrow's like my Friday. I don't work on Fridays anymore. I just don't do it. I have earned Fridays off for working all these years. So Fridays, unless I'm truly broke, and then I'll have to go to work. Whew. Boy, I tell you what, that PT is something else in the morning. Anyway, and now we pay homage to all of our armed forces of these United States of America: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force. Because somewhere in the world, our young men and women, regardless of what, like Alan said yesterday, regardless of what you may think, we live in America. And America, for all of its faults, and it has plenty, I still consider us the best country I've ever lived in. Now, I've lived in a couple, but I find this one to be where the most promise is. Oh, again, I tell people we are a great country, but we nowhere near a perfect one. So our job is to, it is to make it better. And it won't ever get perfect, which will give us always something to fix. Our job is to fix it.
Shout, counter marching all about, and those caissons go rolling along. For it's high, high in the field artillery. Count out your numbers, now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And wherever you go, you will always know that those caissons go rolling along.
I don't know, John. I don't know about 5 more miles, brother.
and we die.
I'll put one more in there, maybe.
From under off with one terrible roar. We live in faith for the down
Talk about that one.
for nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force.
And of course, last but certainly not least, because we do live in an airport town,
The halls of mountains
the United States Air Force.
mount to the
Good
shore.
morning, Maxwell and Gunner. It's time to rise and shine.
We will fight our
And to those young officers out there who are in NCOs who are trying to become sailors and airmen with us.
freedom and to keep our honor free. We are proud to claim the title of United States.
Oh, yeah. Woo! Okay. All right. We got it. We're good. I got you. I got you. You know, I'm trying to figure out, is it, which rank is worse, a private E1 or a lieutenant? I don't know which one is really worse. I think being a private E1, you could pretty much get away with doing anything mischievous. You know, you can mess up, but a lieutenant, I don't know. I guess they expect a lot out of you, when you wear the bar, even though it's a little butterball. But they'll rank me. So we but if I had to do it again, I will tell you this much. If I had to do it again, if my son gets an opportunity to become an officer, which he's thinking about it, going to school to do that, yeah, take that road, because being a private is tough. It is. It's tough. You don't get no respect. You know what I'm saying? You're on the bottom of everything. But you can mess up and every once in a while and get some reprieve from it, from the boys. But anyway, good morning to you all, you guys out there. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing this morning? Just leave me a message in the comment line. Don't forget to share. Don't forget. I keep to forget to tell people this. I think you got to share and like, or whatever the case may be. But help me out there. Help me. I'm trying to. Okay. See there. Look at there. No, but his aunt and mom went. Okay. I couldn't go down there because they you had to stay 3 days. I'm not staying anywhere 3 days, but I'll see when he gets home. So we're good. And not only that, they're going to stream it and all that stuff. And we talked about it. Dad ain't too much in going on the freeway. I just don't do that much anymore. I just don't. And so hey, yeah, not okay. I hear you, and I blame, and I know he will. He did. He got me right here this morning because somebody didn't wake up this morning. I totally agree with you, but there's only one person that has to understand my reasoning, and he does. Okay, it's only one person that has to understand my reasoning, and to be quite honest, financially, with everybody going down there for 3 days. Yeah, that's a hit on the budget right there. That's a hit on the budget. I'm getting old now. Once I lose that money, it's hard to get back. Because here's the thing about it: when Labor Day comes up, everybody's gonna be having a good time. Good time. First of September, right? Everybody's having a good time. We're gonna go out and get ribs. We're gonna go out and get all kinds of drink. We're gonna do all kinds of things for Labor Day, and then by the 5th of the month, the man gonna come knocking at your door for the rent money. Okay, the mortgage money's got to be paid. The car note's got to be paid. The light bill, the gas bill, the cable bill, and all the guys in your life called Bill. They're coming to see you. Okay, like I told my son the other day, listen, don't worry about getting letters. Although I did write him a couple. I said, worry about, because when you get older, you're gonna have a friend that's constantly with you, and his name is Bill. Okay, that's who it's going to be. So don't worry about it. He's going to be there. You're going to have somebody write you every month, whether you want the letter or not. You're going to get it in the mail. Okay, and what's going to happen? And so I'm a practical person. I'm pragmatic. You have to take care of those things if you want to live inside. Okay, but now, but here's what I am going to do. I am going to do. See, I don't drive over 100 miles. Forget about it. I just don't do it anymore. One of the reasons. Okay, I'll tell you the truth. Here's my problem. Okay, I always almost go to sleep when I drive over 100 miles. I just, I just, I just, I just. This I got some kind of, I don't know what I got, but I actually be falling asleep at the wheel, and I've taken what do you call this pill thing you're supposed to take, whatever it is, this stuff that's supposed to keep you awake and all this. It don't work for me. It just don't. So okay. See, I don't want to put my business out there. Okay, I just want to do that. And if I go over 100 miles, you may find me on the side of the road. Okay, or you may read about me in the newspaper because I done killed somebody, or somebody that killed me because I went on the other side of the road. Okay. Okay. Oh man, look at, so listen. Do you want me to kill myself? Okay. As a matter of fact, it was worse than that. I used to go to Prattville and fall asleep. Okay. So I just, listen. I don't know what it is. I've gotten older, and I don't have the traditional illnesses and stuff that older people have. But I do got some particular issues when it comes to driving. I just can't do it. I mean, in town I can do it because you know what? There's no place in this town where it takes me over like 10, 15 minutes to get to. Okay. Now, am I the only person? Okay. Yes, Z has done over 1 million push-ups, and yeah, he's probably gonna give it. Yeah, he's gonna give me a WWF. Well, listen, I may deserve it, but he knows that there are very few things in my life. I'm talking about very few things in my life. I can put them all on one hand that are more important, that he is on the top of the list. So that I care about. But I don't care so much that I kill myself. Okay. Okay. I mean, I'd go in harm's way for him, but I don't want to put myself in harm's way. Okay. I'm just saying. That's just what it is. I can't. Driving makes me sleepy. I'm just telling you, that's just what it is. Okay, that's what it is. So I don't want to tell you all my business because then y'all think I'm a wuss. Okay, and it's happened a long time. And because I'm the guy who drove from Seattle or Tacoma, Washington to Fort Bragg twice, all by myself. Took me 4.5 days, 2,800 miles, I think, or 2,400 miles. I drove all by myself through the mountains of Montana, to Yakima, Washington. I mean, I did a lot of driving because I got stationed at Bragg with the 82nd, and then I turned around, and when I left there, went to Germany, came back, and then got stationed back up in Fort Lewis, as a matter of fact, at Fort Lewis. It's called something else now, Joint Base Lewis McChord, I think is what it's called. For some reason, they took all the Army bases that have airborne units in it, I guess, and call them joint bases now, which I think is a dumb name. I mean, the Air Force is still the Air Force, the Army is still the Army, so I don't know what that's all about. But that's not my job. So anyway, I talked to him the other day, as a matter of fact. So yeah, and God will take care of me. He said, Kevin, don't you might not want to do this. I said, okay. But mommy went, aunt went, and uncle went. Okay. And they are delivering my apologies and my congratulations. Okay. To him. Okay. Trust me. But I am gonna go get him, me and somebody going to get him from Fort Gordon when he finishes school in December, I think. So yeah, we're gonna go right down there and get him. Also, I'll send an Uber or something like that. But now, anywhere in town he wants to go, I take him. I've taken him for the last 18 years, any place he wanted to go. Okay. Of course, I didn't have to go out of town too often. I did ride to Fort Benning one day, though. Fort Benning is about 80, 90 miles. So I can go that far. That's not a problem. All right. Anyway, good morning to you. Now that I've had to give my rationale for why I didn't go, because you think it's something I would do because I didn't want to see my child. Of course not. But I ain't stupid either. Anyway, things happen to you when you get older. I don't know what it is. Anyway, there's a 15% chance of precipitation today. We got a mix of clouds and sun, a stray shower or two, thunderstorm are possible. The high today, 94, a little bit cooler today than it has been recently. There's a 46% chance, a chance of precipitation on tonight, a low tonight of 74 degrees. Scattered thunderstorms early, then becoming mostly clear, and by midnight around 73 degrees. Winds light and variable. A chance of rain tonight? Well, it will be 50%. So chances are it's probably going to rain. But rain's good. I mean, we need water. Okay. And on tomorrow, it says it's a 19% chance of rain, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High, small, around 92 degrees. Okay. So it's cooling down a little bit, you know. And I guess when Labor Day gets it, is Labor Day the beginning of fall? I think that's so May is so Memorial Day is the beginning of summer, and Labor Day is the beginning of fall, right? Is that the way that works? Okay, I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay. So anyway, good morning. I did go to this graduation. Yeah. I did. I was right there. I was right there when he was going down. As a matter of fact, to tell you the truth, what's strange about Z's graduation, he didn't talk to anybody. The whole time he'd been in that school for 4 years. He didn't hardly talk to anybody. Some of the people, he finally said something on graduation day, and a lot of teachers were stunned that the boy could talk because they never heard him say anything. Now, I don't know what school you go to where you don't get asked questions and stuff like that, but you know what? Uh, and so yeah, I was there, and they were surprised that he could speak. He just never said anything. And I used to ask him, "Why don't you talk to people?" Because I don't have nothing to say. Okay. Well, I said, now when you go to the army, you're certainly going to have to talk to somebody. And you know what? He's been doing an outstanding job. He even talks to me more now. Okay. For a while there, I thought I thought the boy had ADHD or something like that. I was going to give him my own diagnosis. Okay. So anyway, but he is absolutely doing. Yeah, but I did go to his graduation. Of course, that's right in town. That was at Alabama State. Couldn't miss that one. Come on, man. Um, so anyway, but he understands the dad is got some issues, you know. So I mean, everybody's dad got issues. Okay, what are your issues? Okay, Big C, you know you got some issues, right? Everybody got issues. Okay, yeah, that's not true. I did. Okay, I did go to his thing. Okay, I'm just saying. So if you want to call and get on me or something like that, you can. I don't really, it don't really bother me. But if you want to call the show, or you got something to say, or you want to, because I think they're down. I think that they're in they are in down on base right now. I'm hoping they are listening to the show, and y'all want to call up and write up here and says congratulations Z. You know, you can do it. He'll see it on the screen, and everybody will you know, he'll know that y'all you know, y'all dogging me. That's okay, but he'll understand. Okay, but that's all right. I will, if y'all wanted to say congratulations to PFCZ, you can do that. All right, he really is a great kid. I mean, he is just a great kid. I don't know what genes those are. Maybe it's mama genes or something. I don't know. It wouldn't really my gene. I wouldn't as good a kid as he is. I really wouldn't. I would just like I was. But you know, and I would tell you, why. Besides, we took him to church all the time. But besides that, I think that the biggest, and I keep bringing it up, the biggest issue in our communities is the lack of not fathers, but dads. You know, I think a kid would rather have a raggedy dad than no dad at all. I'm proof of that. I'm proof. I'm not the world's greatest father. I'm not great at that. Father is a biological process that you the good Lord gave you the ability to make a baby, or at least to participate in the process. But being a dad, that relationship, that's all on you. That's you. You have to initiate that relationship with your child. Yeah. And the guy told me, one of our local politicians told me, he said, you know, the biggest problem between black fathers, it seems, and white fathers. He said, white fathers try very hard to stay in their children's lives that they love. They try very hard. It's that some of our black fathers just walk away. They just walk away by the thousands. And we ain't talking about a couple of them, by the thousands. And I was a victim of that. It still makes me mad now. Old as I am now, it still makes me mad. My dad never spent much time. My father never spent much time. As a matter of fact, I only saw him one time. I saw him one time in my whole life, and I've been ticked ever since. I mean, I don't even know what his voice sounds like. What his voice sounded like 'cause I was really young. But anyway, but then again, then another guy. I read a motivation speech by a guy talking about fathers. So why do fathers walk away from their children? He said, because often it is because they've been walked away from, and they don't really have. They're embarrassed. They're unprepared to be dads. And that may be so, but I think everybody's unprepared to be dads. I mean, I don't think there's a book like Raising Kids. There's not a book to tell you how to be a dad. But does anybody know there's only one thing you need? Only one thing you need to be a dad. And so I think everybody knows what it is. There's only one thing. Can anybody tell me what that one thing? You only need one thing. You don't need a PhD. You don't need money. You don't need a big car. You don't need a big house. You don't need to wear the fanciest clothes. You don't even need you okay, besides a job. But if you have this one thing, you'll get a job. Okay. But there's only one thing and this is what I've learned. You need one thing to be a good dad. And maybe there's where we lack in our communities because people have never shown it to some of these kids. So they grow up, be young men, and then they don't get it either. And they don't give it either. Anybody know what the one thing is? Come on, I know you. Everybody knows what the one thing is. There's only one thing you need to be a good dad. Okay? Only one thing. That's it. Okay? In some cases, dad stands for dumbass dude. Hey, maybe not really, not really. But they've never learned how about this one thing that you need to be a good dad. Okay, moving right along. If y'all can tell me, y'all just tell me. Okay. What I'm gonna write that down. What is the one thing? Let me write this down. You need to be a good, okay, DAD. Okay. Now, if you can get that, DAD. Okay, let's put it right there. Okay, there's only one thing you need. Only one. It's not complicated. You cannot buy it, but you need it. Okay, I'm just saying. And if young men, if we do this, we don't really need anything else to be a good dad. Okay, I mean, it doesn't take much to be a father. I mean, it doesn't take much to be a father. All you gotta do is have a good 10 minutes, and you're good to go. Okay, but to be a dad, well, that's a different ball game. They're different, that's a different ball game. And I had to learn this the hard way. I mean, I never had it, but so I've tried to do everything this is the only big thing that I've missed because me and driving down the freeway just don't cut it. I anything over 100 miles, brother, I'm sleeping. I'm pulling over on the side of the road and I'm taking and I used to have to when I was coming from Fort Benning one time, just from Columbus, I had to pull over. I had to pull over, go to the restroom. Ooh, let me see this. Hello, who's this?
How you doing, Kevin?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. How you?
I'm doing fine. Listen, I was just calling to tell you, congratulations graduating from his 6 weeks of basic training.
Mm-hmm.
And you should be proud of being his father because you raised a young man to go off to school, graduate, didn't shoot nobody, didn't cause you no headache.
Nope. You
did a good rearing of this child and your children because they ain't been in jail. They went around causing chaos in the community. So don't try to justify one thing out of his whole 18 years of his life that you're not going to be able to make it to. Because when my son graduated from the basic training,
Mhm.
I couldn't make it to that particular ceremony, but I did make it to the other ones where he became a sergeant, where he became a recruiter, where he became
Okay.
other things. So you'll get a chance to
Yeah.
make it to other things. Don't let nobody play you down for what you've done for your son. You and I, we don't get along very well.
Not too, no.
But I hate to see when people put a father down that has been in that child's life, and that child has proven to be something and trying to be something, and you trying to keep your standard up, because we can't go to everything where you're working.
Yeah, that's
But-
true. That's
And I
true.
hate to see people try to demean you for that.
Well, you
That's
expect,
just
I mean,
ain't right.
yeah, I mean, you expect that because you're in public. So I understand what everybody said because
Yeah.
the greatest. I mean, if the opportunity was there to do what I had to do and go, I would have done that. But
We know that.
yeah,
Because Z is your child that you pride yourself on, along with Emmanuel.
yeah,
So don't let people play you down. You did a better job than your father did, so you ought to be congratulated on that.
well, I appreciate that. Now you and I don't have too many nice words for each other, but I appreciate.
Joe, don't.
I,
But I hate to see when people put people down and trying to make them doing something with their children. Now, what Mr. C and the rest of us do now is go out in the street and try to stop these. Every time we step out our door, somebody shoot and try to kill somebody.
ain't that the truth?
Talk to those fathers.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, appreciate it. I appreciate it. I mean, and that's coming from a lib, from a Democrat, Anyway, no, but time is one of the major ingredients. But if you have this one thing, you will come up with the time. And somebody put up it. That's right. All you need to be a good dad is to love your child. It makes you do things that you didn't know you could do. You weren't aware that you had in you. It makes you do things that it makes you put that child a priority. Okay. You finally learn how to give more yourself than you want from everybody else. Okay. And it's love. You need love for your child. Regina, I appreciate you saying it because that's exactly right. Because that's why people who don't have anything, people were able to raise 5 and 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 kids. Sometimes all they had was love of their kids and each other. Now, I personally don't want 18 times to have to give that love. I'm gonna let y'all have the big family. Woo, that is a lot of kids. I met somebody a couple months ago that had 17 brothers and sisters. I mean, did the woman ever get out of bed? Did the man just keep her pregnant all the time? Man, come on. A woman got to love you, or she got to be awfully bored to have 17 children by you. I mean, my Lord. But time is an important ingredient as part of that love. Okay? I'm just telling you. Now, I do have something that I want to talk about today. First of all, the mayor put a budget up, a big budget up. As a matter of fact, the biggest budget the city of Montgomery has ever had, $336 million, somewhere like that. I'm just trying to find out where the money's coming from. I mean, where is the money? And there's only one way. Government does not print money. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the government don't print money. There's only one way to raise more money in the city. Does anybody know how to do it? Okay, there's only one way to do it. There are no secrets to this. There are no hidden bank any place. You can't dig it up. You can't. There's only one way to do it, and I'm trying to figure out which way they are going to do it. I mean, I understand the city needs money, and if they will allow us to have the commuter tax like everybody around us, and I asked the mayor of that, why don't we sue these people? If Auburn can have it, Tuskegee can have it, I believe Phoenix City has it. There are a lot of cities around here that has it. And listen, I don't want to tax people to death. I don't. But we keep wanting more and more and more and more from our government officials. Well, in America, that comes with a price. Okay, to get garbage picked up, we always whining about how the roads are and listen, my understanding, it costs $500,000 to pave a half a mile of road. So it's a lot of money, and you cannot do it. You cannot do it without funds. But there's only one way that the city can raise that kind of money. And you know what that way is? Look in the mirror. Yeah, you and me. Well, that's only one way to raise that money. Next time I talk to the mayor, we're going to talk about this, because I didn't know this was coming till yesterday. Okay, so are you? Here's what we have to ask ourselves in Montgomery. Are we willing to pay the cost to be the boss? Okay, that's what we need. Are we willing to? We can't whine all the time about the things we don't have if we are not willing to pay for them. Okay, you just can't. So, but the question is, where's the money coming from? Now, I've often said that we need a sugar tax. Okay, and a sugar tax is a tax on things that are sweet, because we really don't need it. I mean, nobody needs. Oh, SUGAR. TAX. That's what we need. We need a sugar tax, okay, and a beer tax and a liquor tax. We already got enough tax on the gas, okay. After a while, I won't be able to put no gas in my car, okay. This is what we need. RAI, MONEY. Okay. See, this is what we need. So, because money doesn't come out of the sky. Somebody has to raise the money. And I know I'm not for taxes either, but you know what? We got to pay them. We're going to pay them. Alabama Power decides to go up all the time. He has they don't really care if you don't make much money. So what we need to do is, all these people that come into Montgomery, and they got a right to come to Montgomery. They got a right to work wherever they want to go. But they are using our roads, the roads that everybody's complaining about not being paid. Well, when they come into town, they use those roads the same as the people who work here. So therefore, they ought to participate in the upkeep of those roads also. And the way you do that is you pay a commuter tax. Okay. And I don't want, listen, it ain't that I don't want to pay taxes. Yeah, of course I'm tired of paying taxes, but I also realize that it's something that we have to do. I mean, because what it does is that it makes everything go up. Okay. If the city says, well, we need more money, so we got to raise more money, so we go up on our license fees for businesses. Well, the business guy's just not going to sit there and take that extra money he's got to spend to get his license fee. He's going to put that into the price of his goods and services. He's not going to bite that bullet all by himself. Y'all going to help him. Okay. You're going to help them pay for that upsurge in the price of his license. So businesses, okay, and here's another thing. Corporations don't pay taxes. Corporations collect taxes. You still pay the taxes. So I got that part. Okay, I understand that part. But we want to do things in Montgomery, and we can't. We always seem to be a little bit short of money. So rather than let people voluntarily pay the tax, and the way you do that is with a sugar tax. Okay, or put a quarter tax on every Coca-Cola. Really, we don't need Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola puts you in, it makes you sick anyway. I love Coca-Cola because I be paying. Now I'd be the guy that be paying some of that because I like me a Coke. Okay, yeah. Right. And listen, I agree with you, but you can also show you, and he may not sue them because he can't win. I feel that, but somebody's going to go for the Supreme Court of Alabama or the Supreme Court of the United States and tell me why cities next to us who don't happen to be ran by a brother, why they can use a tax, a commuter tax, but Montgomery, the capital city where everybody comes at sooner or later, can't do the same thing. Now, that needs to go before somebody's court, okay? Because I like to hear that argument. Well, Auburn, and Auburn's getting money from students and who come to their school. They and the football team. I mean, the football teams raise more money than anything in the state, I believe. I mean, you can pay Nick Saban millions of dollars to coach football. I still don't think he's worth all that money, but he was good. Matter of fact, the other day he said Nick Saban may be getting back in coaching. Yeah, bring him back to Alabama. Let him coach until we gotta put him on a gurney and take him off, or let him go to Notre Dame. Hey, I would love to see Nick Saban at Notre Dame. I really would. So anyway, so why is it that everybody can have this tax around us, but this needs to go to court, and the mayor. And I understand the political. Listen, I understand the political chance he's taking if he sues our legislators. Yeah, I got or the state of Alabama, but somebody needs to answer the question. Somebody needs to answer the question. Why can people around us charge a little extra money, but Montgomery can't? Really? Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you the cities around us. I know I think Tuskegee has one also. So tell me why Montgomery can't do it. Come on, give me a good answer. Somebody give me a good answer. Okay. So if you want to raise tax, then let's raise tax on the things that we don't need, we just like to have, such as soda, candy, liquor. We don't need liquor. Cigarettes. We don't need that stuff. But if you want to smoke it and drink it, then you need to pay a little extra for it, because you one of the reasons why our medical bills go up, because you mess around and make yourself sick and all that stuff, and somebody's got to pay. And most of the folks who get sick like that don't have insurance. Obamacare ain't working out the way that we wanted it to work. So somebody's got to pay for it. Somebody's got to pay. So we need to have multiple revenues, multiple streams of revenue. Okay. So tell me why we can't do that. Where's Pruitt at? I'm gonna call him that. Okay. How come we cannot? Where's Pruitt? Pruitt is my go-to guy when it comes to let me see, answering questions. Oh, there he is. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get him this morning. Okay. But I want to know why we can't why we just can't do that. So let me see if I can.
You could not complete your call. Please try again.
My bad. I forgot to put the area code in there. Don't you know what if I could? Okay. Let me see. I got to find one of my city council people this morning. Yeah. Okay. See if I can reach him. Well, I know it's early, but he ought to be out there working this time. Okay. Yep. Of course, he probably knows it's me calling, so he probably won't answer. But somebody, okay, maybe I'll call Calhoun. Okay.
Hello, this is Glenn.
That's Glenn. Okay, so let me call. All right, let me call Mr. Calhoun. Okay, let me see if I can find him. See, somebody is going to tell us 399. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, let me see. I got him up here somewhere. Let me see. Well, I had him up there anyway. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna wake him up. I know he's probably still asleep because when you're making the big dollars, when you're making the big dollars, you don't have time to be getting out of bed this early in the morning. Let me see here now. Okay. Okay, I gotta see. This is what you call reaching out to your representatives. Okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm reaching out. So he a soldier, so he ought to be up by now. Maybe it's me, and he won't answer.
Hello, you have reached the voicemail of CC Calhoun. At the sound of the tone, please leave me a brief message and I'll return your call as soon as possible. Thank you and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Mr. Calhoun, this is Kevin Elkins, extraordinaire, with Decisions 2.0 podcast, and we're calling you live on the air right now. We hear that y'all need to raise more money for more taxes. We're trying to figure out we need a sugar tax. And we wonder what you think about that. We need to put more money on Coca-Colas. We need. Okay. Anyway, so call us back. All right, at this number. Bye. Okay then. Yes, sir.
Mr. Evans,
Yes, this is he.
how are you?
I'm doing fine.
All right, sir.
Yeah. You need to turn that. You're gonna have a delay, so turn that off. Turn that down.
Okay. All right, sir.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the blacks for Trump. I want to challenge some of the blacks for Trump this morning.
What's that got to do with what we talking about?
I know. It's just something that's heavy on my mind this morning. Can I change subject slightly?
I know, but why is it heavy on your mind? It ain't
heavy
you.
on my mind.
Wait a minute, it ain't you voting for Trump. So why is it heavy on your mind?
I'm talking about what's going on is heavy on my mind about your president, the blacks for Trump, support this individual.
Okay.
First of all, when he first got in there, everything black, even the car. I heard he wanted to do something, change the color of black tires on the car because they were black. But everything woke and DEI and all this mess he been singing. But my point is, lately he been reinstalling the Confederate monument. What you think about that one? First of all,
don't bother me. I'm not a Confederate.
Okay. Secondly,
see, you Southern people are the only people that keep whining about.
That ain't where I'm going. With that.
Well, where you going then?
No, you listen to me. See here, listen to me for a minute. This where I'm going somewhere else. This thing right here.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, he got a problem with this Smithsonian place up there.
That's a lie. Huh? That put.
Ain't no lie. No.
Yeah, I did the research on it already last week. Yeah, it's a lie.
Hold it now.
No,
you hadn't heard what he said yesterday?
Oh, what did he say yesterday?
Okay. You hadn't heard it?
Well, I hadn't heard, but I did research on last week. Yeah.
Huh?
They lied
he
on
said,
him.
He ain't no lying on him. Trump said he wants to review this thing. He got lawyers to review that all this woke stuff in the Smithsonian place.
Okay.
And
right.
Okay. All right, that's a start. Okay. In other words, he wants to whitewash out the black history, sir.
That's not true. That is not true.
Put it up.
I already looked at it. Listen, what Trump
Here's what he said.
Okay.
He said, they talk about how bad slavery is. He wants to change all that because, they trying to make the United States look bad, talking about how bad slavery was, he said. But he wants to do away with the history, but at the same time, this guy wants to put back up the damn Confederate monument. Talk to me. You don't believe he's on this thing heavily? You don't believe it? Put it up.
I could care less.
I don't have to tell you.
Yeah, I could care
less. Read it for yourself. It's been all in the news for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
I know, because
talking about he wants to go in there and change it.
Because when what he is saying, and I in principle, I agree. I agree
What?
with what
Agree
he's
with what?
trying to do. What he's trying to do. Listen,
What
we
are you trying to do,
we
Kevin? You don't even know what the hell we're talking about, so how you can comment on it right now?
yeah, I do. I know what we're
Re-
talking about because I
You
did.
need to read it first. Read what the hell he's talking about doing. This guy wants to take away all the black history, take away
That is
all
not
the
that
names or anything
that
black
is
attached to it.
not true. But you sound like a Democrat, and so I understand that. What the man said is that, and I understand what he's saying. If you tell the truth, it sets on its own. But they're trying to act. But what the liberals want to do is make it seem as though nothing in history is told correctly. You cannot undo the past, no matter what we try.
There you go. That's what he's trying to do.
No.
This guy
No,
says
we've been
he
adding.
attacked
We've been
slavery.
adding. No. We've been adding. We've been adding stuff to it. Okay, we've been adding stuff to
Yeah.
it. First, the word racism. Let's take the word racism. What does that mean to you?
What does it mean to me?
Yeah, what does it mean to you?
Racism?
Yeah.
Well, what context you talking?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold, let me get. Wait. Hold. Let me get back to you. Hold. Hang on there, Marty. Hold on. Say that again.
Something happened. What context are you speaking of, though?
I mean, what to you define racism?
What Trump's doing right now?
Okay. See, that's
When he
not-
comes to the
and
on him.
and
Okay.
what you're saying. Wait. What you're saying is what
I
he.
should have.
What he's.
Hold up, Kevin, for a second.
Yeah.
I apologize because
Yeah.
you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So
No.
we talking about subject matter. You're not even familiar with
But-
subject
well,
matter right now.
okay,
So I'm gonna give you a chance to. Can I call back later on when,
Okay,
when
yeah,
I give you
come
a
back
chance to
later.
read what the hell he's talking about?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Call back later because I went to this last.
I'm gonna call you back later when you read it. Read what the hell this guy. I'm gonna text
Okay.
it to you. Okay.
Go, well, yeah.
So
Send it to my.
Trump got a hard on to.
Wait. Send
I
it
don't
to
know
my.
whether somebody took one of his white girlfriends in the past when they were young or something, but hell, he got a hard on for black folks for some reason. Damn.
Wilson, send it to my messenger
All right.
on Facebook. Okay. All right. Now.
I don't do Facebook. I'm gonna text it to you.
Okay. Well, text it to me. That's fine.
All right.
All right. Okay. Then let me see if what Marty got here. Marty,
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing fine.
Hey, look, Kevin, the last caller was correct.
Okay.
You know, and I say that because it did happen in Virginia. It's in Virginia where he wanted to go and put money back and uplift that Confederate statue
Mhm.
and all. And yet, you know, he's considering other acts of pride, DEI. But what do you call that? You know, and then he wants to control, these colleges and their curriculum. That's right out of Hitler's book. Hitler did that before he took over Germany. He did that with a lot of the colleges. He wanted to put in propaganda of what he wanted to do. And you remember I don't know if you remember this.
And you really don't think that the other side is putting out propaganda too?
No, I think the other side is allowing people to think for themselves.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's allowing people to think for themselves. When you go to college, you're supposed to be an independent, curious intellectual. You can't go there with a preconceived notion. That's what makes you ignorant. Because if you go in there with a closed mind does not get fed. If you hold out your hand, Kevin, wide open, you can gather a whole lot. But if you got a closed fist, you can't get anything.
So,
and what he wants you to do is go in there with a closed fist, closed mind, where you can't get anything, only what you got and what you was fed. And that's the problem with the South.
Well, let me ask you a question. And again, I'm just asking the question because because you guys in the South have a different perspective on America than most folks from up.
The guys with the South, Kevin, I'm an American who's traveled.
You're a Southerner.
Yeah, but you can't. Yes, I am. But you can't put Southerners, Kevin. You can't put Southerners in a bag of deplorables, figuratively speaking, because we're well traveled, Kevin.
Of course, but you guys have a unique perspective. You guys have a unique perspective because of the history of the South on just about anything that had to do with anything when it comes to black and white relationships. So
no, Kevin.
Yeah,
Kevin. Yeah. What it is that we have a perspective on different things because the South happens to be the place where a lot of atrocities was committed, as well as the North as well. But the South, you cannot deny history because it makes you uncomfortable. You can't do that.
And you can't assume that everybody in the South thinks the same way, Kevin.
And you
You
cannot
can't think that,
assume, right? And you cannot assume, and this is what happens with us in America often. We cannot assume that everybody who was not black was somehow a deplorable person. That somehow,
Kevin, what make you, Kevin? That's another thing.
That's where y'all
Kevin,
roll.
Kevin, that's another thing. You don't know anything about every person.
Absolutely
My family
not.
is very diverse, Kevin.
Yeah,
we got all kinds of nationalities and ethnic groups in my family, as well as probably other families.
Right.
We don't all think that way, Kevin, but you want to assume that that's the case, and you do not have a clue on what people think as a black people in general. We're not monolithic.
Well, you can't do that with white folks either. Then you can't say,
of
"Oh,
course,
white folks did this."
Kevin,
and white folks
of
did
course,
that.
Kevin, of course, if we felt that way, we wouldn't have married them, Kevin.
Who married?
I got a lot of nieces and nephews that are of mixed race, Kevin.
Yeah.
Just as well as a lot of your other people that are listening to you have families of mixed race.
So what you're telling me is that we're not perfect people.
Kevin, what?
We're not perfect.
Kevin, what I am telling you is that we are people, and yes, we are not perfect people, Kevin. You judge people like Martin Luther King by the content of their character. If it quacks like a duck, looks like a duck, act like a duck, it's a duck, and everything. And unfortunately, Donald Trump is a duck.
Okay.
Now, Kevin, I want to say this to you too. You can't assume that every Southerner thinks alike, because myself, I'm well traveled. I've been exposed since I was a kid, and I make sure my kids are that way. We don't think that way, Kevin. We got dictionaries, thesauruses. My kids, when they were growing up, they're in their 20s, they would ask me a question. You know what I would do? I would tell them to go research it for yourself.
Define
and a lot of us as parents, Kevin,
racism.
and a lot.
Define racism.
Kevin,
what does racism mean?
Say again?
What does racism mean?
Kevin, why are you going there and we're talking? You throwing this little stuff out there, whatever, to throw me off, Kevin. I've been listening to you a long time, Kevin. We're having an intellectual conversation, and you want to throw that off in there, Kevin.
But that conversation has to be based on logic.
Kevin, yes, but I'm talking about life and experiences.
Okay.
And you can't just throw that off of the sub. In America, it's more complicated than that, Kevin. It's not what a person does that you should be concerned about. Is why they do what they do and everything. Do not miss the misdirection. And right now, we as a people, and I can say this, sometimes we miss the misdirection because we're asleep and not all of us are woke. And when I say woke, I'm talking about aware of what's going on around you. When I'm talking about being awake, I'm talking about understanding the games that our people have fought for almost 100 years has been unraveled little by little because we didn't get out there to vote. That's the important thing. And voting makes a difference.
And you vote for the same people, and you vote for the same party 98% of the time.
Kevin, the privilege of having the right to vote is that you can vote for anybody, anytime you want to.
But we don't.
And everything.
We black folk vote for the same group of people every time.
Kevin, but you got a president that calls Texas and tell them, instead of the people voting for me, I want to choose the people that's going to vote for me. Instead of having the people to choose me, I'm going to choose.
You guys,
Kevin,
you do know what hyperbole is, right?
Kevin, no, come on, Kevin. Kevin, what he did is said, get me 5 Congress, take away voting from others in so many words to make sure that I get 5 seats in Congress.
And if I if I had that much power to make people do it, I'd make them do it too.
And that's what you call dictatorship, and that's what Hitler did in Germany.
Okay.
And that's what others meant when they said that our democracy is at risk.
Yeah, our democracy,
because that's not a democracy. That's authoritarianism, and also that's dictatorship.
Let me ask
that's what that is.
Let me ask the question: If
sure,
what you say is true, would you allow? Would you and I allow that to happen in this nation?
Kevin,
of course not.
No, Kevin. We would get out there to vote, and that's what we're doing. But when you got people,
we're gonna do more than vote if that happens.
Kevin, when you got people go out there and rigging the system,
Lord.
And then when you got people that can't even have freedom of speech, now you put the border patrol. You bring the border patrol from the border to intimidate people that are showing up at rallies where you're supposed to have the freedom of expression, the freedom of speech, and all, and yet you want to go and intimidate people, Kevin.
And we talk about propaganda. My Lord.
Propaganda, Kevin, that actually happened in California. You had the United States Border Patrol hundreds of miles away from the border, showing up at a press conference to intimidate people.
But then where are
intimidate people of color?
So the Border Patrol wants to intimidate people of color.
Kevin, what I put it this way, Kevin, they wanted to intimidate the people that happened to show up at this rally, and they happened to take some Hispanics away in handcuffs.
Okay,
let's put it that way.
Well, and
okay,
again,
wasn't a white person that was taken away in handcuffs. All those people that they had there, and what they want to do, and I guarantee you this is going to happen too, Kevin. When voting getting ready to start and people getting ready to go to these polls, you're going to have the Border Patrol. You're going to have ISIS at these voting.
If you are here illegal, you shouldn't be voting.
Kevin, it's not about that. It's about intimidation. They're not going to be voting, Kevin, but anybody that's of color that may look like a foreigner, they're going to go and intimidate them, although they may even be citizens. They're going to go and intimidate them. And people don't want to go through that headache because they actually arrested American citizens. Heck, they arrested a doggone United States Marine and sent his tail to Jamaica, and later found out they arrested the wrong guy.
Well, they did that in Texas. Mexico did that a few years ago with that Marine down in San Diego. So they ain't the first time that happened.
Kevin, you had people, Kevin, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You sending hundreds of people to Ecuador, and they're not even from Ecuador, and come to find out several of those people were doggone either citizens or they had the right to be in the country. You didn't see them arresting any white person from South Africa. And that's another thing. They're migrating these South Africans, these white South Africans, into this country under the false pretenses of that they're being ethically cleansed.
Yeah.
That's doggone ridiculous.
They are doing that.
But and then at the same time, you're sending people of color back over the border.
Hey, listen,
what does that look like?
Again, when you say people of color, what does that mean?
Black people, brown people.
Everybody's got a color.
Now, as intelligent as you are, you're going to ask me what racism means, but you're going to ask me what people of color mean.
Everybody's got a color.
Okay, Kevin. Black people, brown people.
So what black folks
people
are back? Are they from Mexico? They brown or something like that? You saying
Kevin, are you from Mexico? Are you from Africa?
I ain't from Africa either.
But I guarantee you, Kevin, if you mess around and get laryngitis and can't talk, and you happen to be on the street in D.C., they gonna snatch your tail up. You better hope you get your voice back, because you'll be in Zimbabwe somewhere, man.
Hey, whatever. That'll be a free trip. Anyway,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see that? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. Listen, you're a Democrat.
Okay, I know you do. You better try to get laryngitis, lockjaw, can't talk.
I gotta go.
I gotta go snatch your.
I gotta go. We're talking about propaganda here. Now, that was some of the best propaganda. Here's the one thing I know about news. There is rarely any news that comes out today that is correct. So I'm going to go see what the man said, come back tomorrow and see what he said and see exactly what it said. Because I know I did some study on this last week. They swore up and down that the president was taking everything black out of the Smithsonian Institute. So I went and I called Washington, D.C., and I went out there and said, no, what he is saying, though, let's not be hyperbolous and put junk in there that's not true. Okay. Now, moving right along to what I was talking about before I got those two calls there. We were talking about occupational tax and why Montgomery has not sued the state of Alabama when they allow other. There are 25 cities in Alabama that has the occupational tax. Those cities are Attala, Auburn, Bear Creek, Bessemer, Birmingham, Brilliant, Alabama. That's the name for the southern city. Fairfield, Gadsden, Glencoe, Goodwater, Gwynn, Hacklesburg, Haleyville, Hamilton, Leeds, and a lot of them around Birmingham, Lynn, Midfield, Mosses, which is down the road, Opelika, Rainbow City, Red Bay, Shorter, Southside, one's called Surligent, and Tuskegee. A total of 25 cities have the occupational tax, but we won't allow Montgomery to have the same tax. Now, to raise money so they ain't got to take up the garbage. They don't have to take up the garbage things and stuff anymore. We already paying enough. 25 cities in Alabama collect an occupational license tax from anyone who works in the city. Now, the only negative thing about the occupational tax, everybody's going to have to pay it. Even if you live even if you live in Montgomery, but it's going to be like 1%. Well, I'm good. I'm good with that. So where now those people are that come here, they use the streets, they use everything like we do. We use streets and everything, and they don't pay nothing for it. So we got to end up paying everything. So it's out 25 cities. Okay, 25 cities. That's something's wrong with that, and I don't know why the mayor, the assistant mayor, or somebody, or why I believe that our people who supposedly represent us need to tell us why that they stop that. And I tell you, and one of the people who a good friend of mine, I like him, but Reed Ingram, I think was against it. I think my senator, which is Barefoot, I think he may still be the senator. I don't know for where I live. So they were against it. So but they're not against Auburn. They're not against Bessemer, Birmingham, and all the rest of these places to have these occupational tax. It brings in a little additional income because we end up paying the money anyway. Okay, we end up paying the money anyway. So why not have it? Because somebody done made a deal someplace. Now, I don't know what that deal is, but somebody has made a deal with somebody. And what about the sugar tax? Hey, I'm all for it. Well, okay, 15 cents extra on every Coke. Yeah, get the money. Okay, because we don't need a Coke. Okay, we don't need a Coca-Cola. We don't need. As a matter of fact, I'd say I think we need a $5 tax on a pack of cigarettes. All it does is make people sick anyway. Okay, all it does is make people sick. So I'm just saying, why don't we just do that? Yeah, we don't need people don't need to smoke. I mean, smoking is not a need. Drinking is not a need. It's a habit, a bad one. And Coca-Cola is not a need because that's my weakness is Coca-Cola, although it's not as bad as it used to be. But so everybody's got an issue. So we need to tax them issues. And if not only that, we can help pay some of the medical bills of people who don't have the medical bill, who don't have the insurance to take care of the things that they get themselves into, because the rest of us have to take care of them. Okay, I'm just saying, So, okay, so you want to hear those names again? I'll put them. Wait a minute, I'll put them across the. Let's see if I can put all these names across the thing here. Let me see. Copy here. Let me see if I can put these right in here. I don't think I can get them in there though. But these are the cities. Okay, so these are the cities that. Okay, now where's that list at? That list is right down here someplace. Okay, there we go. All righty then. These are the cities that have and it's a couple more. There's about a couple more, but these are the main ones that have occupational taxes. That they get extra money. That if you work there, you're gonna pay a little extra change to the boys because that's what they want you to do. Okay, that's what they're gonna. That's what we do. So anyway, so don't tell us that there's nobody in Alabama that's doing what Montgomery has been asking to do. And I understand. I think that Mr. Ingram and all the folks who are against it need to tell us why. But like that, I mean, why? Okay, why it is that we don't want to call it. Matter of fact, what's Reed's number anyway? Let me see if he's up about. Let me find Reed. Let me see if I can find it. It's 8 o'clock. It's 8:21 in the morning. Hey, everybody ought to be up by now. Okay, let me see if I. Oh, there he is right there. 399. Okay, there we go. There we go, right there. Okay. Let me see if I can get Mr. Reed on the phone this morning, because I'm a nice guy. I call everybody. Okay.
Reed Ingram.
Reed, good morning. This is Kevin Elkins.
Hey, brother, can I call you in 3 minutes?
Okay, call me back at this number.
I'm in the middle of something. I'll call you right back. Thank you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bye.
Okay. You see, I reach out and touch everybody because I'm a nice guy. I know everybody. So anyway, we'll talk to him, see why if he will because I don't even think he knows anything about my podcast. So I gotta tell him now that he's talking to people. But anyway, but I will. So I do not understand why they want to stop Montgomery and let everybody else around Montgomery collect that extra money. But yet and still, we every time we want to raise money for the budget, it costs us money. Only the people that live here, but the people who make a living here and live elsewhere, it helps their town. Which listen, people have a right to live where they want to live. I don't have a problem with that. And you got a right to work where you want to. But again, if you're going to use our streets, our goods, our services, and buying a sandwich down the street, don't mean you contributing to the tax base of Montgomery. Okay, you're gonna buy lunch someplace anyway. Okay, and most of y'all probably bring your lunch anyway because you don't want to spend no money in Montgomery, which I ain't mad at you. All right, move right along. Now it seems, man, didn't I just get done talking to you a few minutes ago? Yeah. Are you there?
Yes, sir, Mr. Elkins.
Yeah. Didn't I just get
All right, I know we got Mr. Reed coming back on in a minute, but I'm not texting you anything. I'm gonna let Calvin start reading and doing his homework first.
Okay, just say you don't know how to text.
But say what now?
Just say I don't know how to text you. Okay, just don't tell me.
I've been texting you for years. You know, I've been texting you for years. Let me make my point right quick.
Yeah.
Let me say something right quick though, Sue. Dude.
Yeah.
Some dude named Greg P or something. I read his little thing a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Trump got this 250 year anniversary coming up. Okay.
Okay.
He wants to do away with things that make United States look bad. He said people focus on slavery, talking about how bad slavery was and stuff like that. He wants to water things down and take away black names and black famous people that have pictures on the wall. He wants to destroy all that stuff. Anything black tied to, he wants to destroy it. Okay. Now, but in the same breath, this individual.
Okay. So
individual.
Let me
say what?
Let me ask a question. So according to you, now I just want to make sure I get it right because I'm recording this. The president of the United States wants to destroy anything that has a black name attached to it.
In my opinion.
Oh.
My personal opinion.
Oh,
in my opinion, from my observation, watching him for the last several years.
Okay.
I formed an opinion of this individual. My personal opinion of him. He don't give a damn about blacks. Straight up.
Wait a minute. Black folks don't seem to give a damn about black folks. We're shooting each other.
That's not my point. He's the damn president, dude.
So I
don't care about the guy down the street. I don't care about Curmudgeon and all these other cats. I don't care about y'all. But what I'm saying, this guy running out of the country and can change people's lives with a stroke of a pen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question here. Have you ever asked? And y'all might want to think about this for a second. I'm a soldier, retired one. I've jumped out of airplanes for my country, been in harm's way, to protect the things that we revere. So why do you believe my son's in there now? Why don't you ask the black people that support?
I'm going by his actions. No, I'm looking at what Trump doing.
Wait a minute, just answer the question. Wait a minute, hold it. Why don't you ask the black people that support him what it is about him that they like, because they don't have to support
I
him.
want them to come on here today and tell me what Trump actions in the last several months since he's been back in. This go around, this time around.
I don't see it.
He's showing y'all a different side of him this time around, Kevin.
I don't see it. Trump has actually done some pretty nice things.
Trump has shown you the real Trump this time around.
Well, listen.
The first time around, he in 2017, he bragged about this Smithsonian place. Okay, he bragged about it, how good it was.
Yeah.
But old Steve Miller, his real president, Steve Miller came on board and with this Project 25 and all this part of that, dude.
Okay.
That's in my opinion now.
And you got to listen. You have a right to your opinion. You have a right to your opinion, and that's all that is.
And my facts too. I got a right to my own facts too.
Well, you don't have a right. You don't have a right to your
my facts, my own facts.
Yeah, okay.
From what I gathered from observing this individual. Okay.
Okay.
You know, this same guy, like I said, hypocritically doing things that doesn't make any sense. He wants to do away with the all the rights, you know,
and what
the slave stuff, all the bad stuff that went on, and half of the rights we've gotten.
Okay, so what?
And over the years, then he wants to put back up the damn Confederate monument.
Which right does he want to take away from black folks?
All of them.
Okay.
Yeah. If he can get his hands on Stephen Miller running the show, we know that. Okay. That little young punk in the White House he got up there, he's running the show, and Trump, he's the closer, you know. Like,
and let me ask something. Do you believe Biden was running the show?
That's not my point I'm making, dude.
Okay. All right then. I appreciate you. Okay. Listen. You can't change people's minds. Whatever people think is what they think, whether it's reasonable or not. Let's see. Greg says occupational taxes in Alabama vary from municipality. That's true in terms of rate. That's true, but mostly the minimum I think is 1%. Collection methods and enforcement. Birmingham imposed a 1% occupational tax, while Montgomery enacted a similar wood tax. No, they didn't enact it because the legislators turned it down. They beat it. They would not let it come up for a vote, I believe. And that was when Reading was down there. They didn't let it come up. So it never came up because the city said, the city said yes, but the legislature said no. So they could not enact it. But you know, that's just where it goes. I remember that because they could not enact it because that's a legislative issue. But everybody else around us, such as what's these cities again? Such as Birmingham. Birmingham got a bunch of them. They got in Bessemer, Birmingham. They got Auburn, Bear Creek. I mean, they got a bunch of places up to 25 cities. And so what makes Montgomery so different that they can't have the same thing? I don't get that. I do not understand that part because they're going to get the money from us one way or the other. So I'd rather have a sugar tax. I'd rather have a tax that you voluntarily pay, such as on beer, wine, liquor, Coca-Cola, candy bars, stuff that we really don't need. Okay, but we like it anyway. See, I don't mind paying a little extra for a Coca-Cola because nothing tastes quite as good as a Coke going down on a hot day, even though I don't need it. But I'd pay the extra, gladly pay the extra. Now, I'm not going to smoke cigarettes or anything like that because that just kills you. And so Coke kind of gets you sick too. But anyway, so why can these people have it, but Montgomery can't? Now that is the question that somebody needs. Okay, somebody needs to answer. Why can't everybody else have it but us? Okay. Now I gotta take a break. I go get my cup of milk because now as long as we don't impose a milk tax, okay, that's where I draw the line. Okay, we got to have milk. We don't need a Coca-Cola. We don't need beer. We don't need wine, but we need milk for the babies. So let's not put a tax on milk. Other than that, though, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. So hang loose. I'll take a break. Be back in 3 minutes. Okay, in 3 THR 3 MIN, and right now it is 8:31. So 8. Okay, let's go 8:32. So I should be back at 8:35. Okay, so y'all hang loose. We'll be back right after these messages because I have to go get rid of some of that stuff that guy just gave me a couple minutes ago. So we'll be back. I still say Brittany Griner's not a woman. I don't care what anybody says. And Caitlin Watson is not. That's not a woman either. They can lie to me all they want to. I know what a woman is, and they not women. I don't care what anybody says. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. Okay, I don't believe it. Be back. Okay. We'll be back. I could be wrong. I don't think.
In the quiet of the morning light, hands raised high in pure delight, thankful whispers in a gentle breeze, grateful heart with such sweet ease. Thank you, Lord, for every breath I take, for the love that heals and the joy you make in the tapestry of life. I see your grace, every moment filled with your warm embrace. Through valleys deep and mountains high, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every trial with lessons wrapped tight, in every shadow you are my light. Thank you, Lord, for the laughter and tears, for the strength you give in all my fears. In the rhythm of my heart, I hear your call. With grateful songs, I rise above all. Through storms that rage and skies of blue, each day I wake and I choose you. In every heartbeat, in every prayer, thankful for life and the love we share.
Alrighty then. Me and Harold. Oh, there goes Reed. Oh, there's Reed right there. Commissioner. I mean, Representative.
How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. Now listen, you're on my podcast. You didn't know I had a podcast, did you?
No, I didn't know yet.
Well, you're on it. You're my guest for the moment. Because I had a question to ask you.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And the question is, why we got 25 cities in the state of Alabama that has an occupational tax. Why is it you guys are reluctant to let the city of Montgomery have one?
Well, there's been a lot of efforts by several House members to do away with an occupational tax altogether throughout the state. But there are several cities that have bonds levied on that money, and so we were unable to start taking it off until we figure out a better plan. We think that that's a really unfair tax on the people that may live in the unincorporated area or may live in another municipality that have been hired by a company, and you're going to pay them to work in that municipality. It's really a hardship tax. They're making ends meet best they can and having to get a job, and they're already taking out so many other taxes on them, and now you're going to charge them just because they don't live in the city of whatever city, Montgomery,
Well,
and so it's really, and a lot of the manufacturers like Hyundai don't want it. So we are trying to attract economic development and more economic development, and it's a burden on the manufacturers trying to hire somebody. Hey, I don't want to get a job there because they're going to have to take out taxes on me for just working in there. So I'm not going to do that. So it's not a win-win by no means. And as you see, the city of Montgomery is not hurting for money. They've increased their budget, $6 million?
Right, but that money's going to have to come from someplace, and it's going to come from us.
Well, the mayor said the taxes were already up. The revenue was up in some areas and down in a few other areas. But, if you can stop the crime and the shoplifting, you got Old Navy that has left, Dick's Sporting Goods that have left, a lot of stores like that plan on leaving that are in ones that have already left because of shoplifting, and so those are big boxes for revenue. People travel from Troy and Wetumpka and everywhere else to come shop at those big boxes because they don't have them. And now you're taking that store away, and those people aren't coming here and spending money.
Well, I hate. So would you support what we traditionally call a sugar tax on things that like candy bars, sodas, beer, tobacco, whatever?
Well, I got a bill. I'm just going to do an interview, and you're welcome to come to the State House at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
And get part of that of this WSFA. I'll let you in on the same one. It's something related to that, and it's going to be a big story.
Okay.
And it's at 10 o'clock in my office on the 4th floor.
Okay. Well, I'll do my best to make it.
And it is, when is your podcast?
It's on from 7 to 9, Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. What are you on a break right now, or are you just?
No, I'm talking to you on the air.
Oh, okay. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. So anyway, I'll go ahead and tell you, since you're on the air, that this is on SNAP, as you've heard throughout the country.
Right.
Florida's done it. I think 14, 15 other states have done it. This is probably one of the most aggressive ones. Mm-hmm. So this bill is HB 31, and it would be to where you could not buy a candy bar, you cannot buy a soft drink, you cannot buy energy drink, and you cannot buy a pre-prepared dessert like honey buns and stuff like that.
Right. I'm all for it, actually. I think it's. I mean, we give you SNAP because you don't have the means by which to, at least according to the information that you give the people that give SNAP, you don't have. You need help providing these things for your children or older people. I don't have a problem with that. You don't need to be. I mean, you go to the store these days and people are eating better than you. You working every day.
That's right.
So I don't think most of us would be all really upset. And in other words, use the money for what it was for. Use the product, use the benefits for what they're for, and that should provide nutritious meals for your kids and yourself, hopefully. Yeah, I don't.
Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what stimulated this. So I had an intern, a minority intern, super smart guy, and I had him doing some research, just challenging him. Said, "Tell me the growth. I want to know the growth, and I want to see a graph of the population of the state. I want you to go back 40 years, and I want to see the longevity of the state as far as life expectancy of the population of the state." And so in his research, we have started a committee with David Thrasher. The speaker is in on it. The governor's been in on it. And they have put together a committee, the speaker has, to see if we can stop the problem that we've got with the short-lived or the life expectancy in the state of Alabama. It's we're the third worst in the union because of our eating habits is one, infant mortality, lack of health care in the Black Belt and the rural areas. And there's a lot of things that we're working on. We're drilling down to it. We're meeting every week with really smart people, doctors, professors, people at UAB, the health department, and we're gonna climb that mountain and get these people healthy. I mean, it's sad that what we have done to the population of Alabama of abusing health care and stuff like that. So this is going to be a big task. It's going to be coming out soon, but that's part of this legislation that we're going to see what we can do about getting people healthy.
Well, it sounds good. I'm still a little bit. I'm not totally on board with denying Montgomery the right to have a commuter tax when everybody else gets. Well, 25 other cities get it, but
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Kevin.
Yeah.
Would it be fair for the people to vote on that in the unincorporated area? Because that's the people that's going to be affected. The people, if you're going to do an occupational tax, it's the people that are in the incorporated area that would have an opportunity to vote.
Well, now I will say that I believe that Americans ought to be part of the process of legislation, and if I'm all right if we put it on the ballot, and then see if it stands on its own. Because 25 people around you with the ability to do it, and then you tell us we can't, and all these people come into Montgomery every day and give us a finger on the way out because they use our streets, they use our resources, and those streets got to be paved. From what I understand, it costs about $500,000 to pave half a mile of road. So I mean, listen, they use the roads too.
Kevin, I hear your argument, but also on the other spin of that, those people are buying lunches, they're buying gas on the in and way out, and the state has put so much money in, most of the time 75 to 80% on match money to get those jobs there, and a lot of it on those jobs are state jobs. What is it? I'm pulling a number out of the hat, so I don't know.
It's
I
a lot.
think 50,000 state employees.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So most of those employees, the biggest employer is the state of Alabama.
Right.
And so what does the state of Alabama contribute to Montgomery, Alabama? Oh, it's huge, because, a lot of the people are shopping, spending ad valorem tax, spending, buying, shopping, wherever,
Right.
And so it's a cycle. You can't, it's like trying to control, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of controlling fire ants in your yard and not controlling them in the other. You're going to tell them that you can't get in that yard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like, I don't know, that's a bad analysis, but, it's hard to say you're going to build a kingdom and you want everybody to come. But you're going to charge the ones that don't live here. So it's just unfair.
And again, if we did away with all of them, then my mouth is shut. I don't care. But to give some and not give the others, there's just something un-American about that, I think. But I'm just saying.
Well, let's reduce the sales tax and then put an occupational tax. Because is it fair for those economic development jobs to say, hey, you can only, you're limited maybe to people that are going to apply here, that only people that are in Montgomery. It's just an argument that I don't think that.
Yeah, you make a reasonable argument, and I don't. You and I philosophically agree on a lot of things, but this one, when the mayor came up with this one, I was just a little bit upset that okay, well, it's extra money. We got and everybody else is doing it. Birmingham's doing it. Short is doing it. Hackleburg is doing it. Haleyville, Hamilton, Leeds, Lynn, Midfield, Monsters, Opelika. It's. I mean, you can understand from a distance. It's saying, well, why do those people get to do this, and Montgomery doesn't get to do it? It sounds like it looks like a little bit of discriminatory practices here. But
there hadn't been anybody that I know of in 10 years, maybe 15, maybe 20 years that's added that on there. Just because they feel like that other taxes have gone up. You look at ad valorem tax in Montgomery. You look at ad valorem tax in Pike Road. You look at ad valorem tax anywhere. And you look at sales tax, and you look at, any kind of tax has gone up. So, I mean, when is enough enough?
No, I hear you. One more thing before you go. The gun issue in the city of Montgomery and the whole America right now just absolutely is atrocious. The gun issue.
It is.
There's and I'm all for the Second Amendment, right on. But you know something? There's got to be some smart lawyers someplace, somewhere in this country that says enough is enough. Now I'm not blaming the governor because what she did not make more people carry guns, but what she did do is make people who ought not carry a gun go grab one because it's easy to get now. That's what she did do, not having people to have a license and all that stuff. I mean, concealed weapons license and all that stuff. We took guys who are 5'6" and make them feel they were 6'5" because now they can put a gun in their pocket. There's nothing legislatively we can do, like make them carry an ID or anything. If you walk around here with a gun, especially one that you're carrying around, you're carrying on your side, is that unconstitutional? I mean, we got to drive. If we drive a car, we got to have an ID.
And I brought that up at several times for a couple of years after we did that because we felt like there was a weak link in what we did, and or what was done, and so I was shot down, and I mean, you can look at it a couple of different ways, and I agree. I think there is something missing on this that we need to fix, but there's a lot of people that had said when I brought up about ID. So if I get up in my house and I want to walk to the store, I've got to carry an ID. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're supposed to, I guess, if you're going to carry an ID, whether you have a gun or not, because you got to have an ID if you're going to get in a car with somebody. Really, I think everybody would need to have an ID.
You got to have a driver's
because
license.
if they get in an accident and get killed, how are we going to identify the passengers? You don't know where they came from. If it's not kin to you.
Mm.
So. There's an argument there, but I think there is a link missing. Did we make it safer? I don't think so. Did we make it more dangerous? There's an argument there. So, I think there's a lot of conversation for the future for that.
Yeah.
And we've got an upcoming session. I think that's a different day, but I agree with you.
Yeah. All right. And let's how come we can't get a lottery?
There's the reason we can't get a lottery is this. I supported the lottery for 2 years. I had an amendment, actually a substitute on the floor, ready to go to the floor with it. And nobody wants, I guess the powers to be rather have gaming or go along with the lottery, and they don't want to pass the lottery without the gaming because then they'll never get the gaming. So, there's people out there that want more, and I'm okay with just the lottery. I think gaming is problematic for a lot of people that, have addiction issues and have kids to raise and think there's a pot of gold at every, slot machine and deck of cards. But,
right.
I'm all for a lottery. I agree with you. But
is there anything that the public can do? Because I'm sick and tired of these guys going down, not you personally, going down there every year promising the blue skies and no clouds. And at the end of it, because I don't care about all this gaming crap. But you know what? If you go to Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, Georgia, you see more Alabama cars there trying to get a shot at that lottery than here. It just seems.
Well, I'm driving down the road and I'm looking at 3 lottery tickets that I bought in Hogansville, Georgia. So I mean, I agree with you. So I'm trying to win that $600 million pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Is there anything that people can do to because
they can call their representative and tell them that they want a lottery only. And that's a good start.
That's a good start. Okay. And I'm just one more thing, then I'll let you go. I know you didn't expect me to call you this morning. Do they still work for us? Do the legislative body still work for us? So we're trying to who they work for.
I have to say that this legislative body we've got now, Republican, Democrat, under the leadership of the chairman we have, the speaker we have,
right,
I think is some of the best leadership that we've ever had and the most fair. It is for the people and not for the party. And I just think that The governor's done a good job on a lot of things, and I think that the speaker's done a good job the last 3 to 4 years. And I think that people are down there doing their job for the right reason. I really
I'm only
do. For the
asking.
biggest part of it.
I'm only asking because at the last survey, around 70% of the people in Alabama want the lottery, and we
Right, want lottery, and I'm all for it. That's the reason I had a substitute on the floor to kill the gaming and bring the lottery.
So who do they
But
work
the
for?
gaming is
I mean, you just tell me they for the people. Well, most of the people want it. How come we can't get it?
well. Hold on now. So hold on. So when you have a lottery and a gaming bill, and the sponsor does not want to accept an amendment on a bill, then he just drops the bill on the floor and never lets it come up for a vote. He carries it over. And so, you've got a couple down there that have different ideas,
Mhm.
but the lottery will not pass without the gaming, with the people that are supporting the gaming. So 60-something% of the people in the House decided not to do it.
So they don't work. So they don't work for us. They work. Who the hell they work for?
Well, you got a lot of different factors in that, though, Kevin. You look at, where is the money going? Is it going to education, or is it going to a slush fund? Is it going, in the right place? So, there's a lot of factors. You want gaming, you want lottery. Where
But
does
we
the
don't
money
want
go?
gaming. We
Is it
don't want
making
gaming.
an-
Right.
I don't want gaming.
Yes,
I don't want gaming at all.
citizens don't
Yeah.
want it either.
And that's what, and I think that if you and other people on the radio, TV, and media would say, we don't want gaming, we want the lottery, and I think if it was loud enough, I think we could pass it this
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
I really do.
All right. Well, I'll do my part to get some people out, because I just wonder it's like they work for us, but they telling us what to do. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this: the occupational tax will never pass another town. This legislature will never pass another occupational tax. In
So
the
why
state
don't
of
we get rid of
Alabama.
all? Then why? Okay, so we can't get rid of the other ones, all these other 25 cities, because
Because all these mayors and city council have put it out there to where
it's fun.
they got bonds leaned on it, and they borrowed money on it, so they can't stop it. And then now there is a bill floating around, and I think it's going to be dropped this year to where they can't borrow any more money on it, that it will stop. And so I think that bill will pass. It'll be and that's kind of like, I had a bill to stop the police jurisdiction from growing, because it was a money grab. They're charging half the tax in the unincorporated area, and the people can't vote for the city council and can't say where the money's going, and they don't have to show where the money's going, et cetera. They're just charging half the tax in the unincorporated area, and they're zoning you, and they're charging you, a building and zoning and all this, when you go get a permit. So we stopped it. If where the PJ is now, you want to annex 4 miles down, it still stays right there. The PJ does not move. It stops at your line of annexation.
Right.
And so, I think that's fair government. Taxation without representation is unfair government.
Okay.
And I think and that's kind of like what we're talking about on the occupational tax.
Mm-hmm.
Why charge somebody in the unincorporated area just because they're going to pass through? You may as well put a toll on the interstate with people that pass through on that and get off at an exit, and get off on Fairview and mess up your road. What's the difference?
Well, the next time we talk, if you can, just give me the names of the legislators who won't let our who won't let our bill.
I'm not going to throw Republican or Democrat. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, because we are a team. We are a member of the legislature, and whether we're white, black, pink, purple, Republican, Democrat, these are my brothers and my sisters. And but your voting record is your proof.
Okay.
And I'm not going to sit there and give you names on the radio of anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing before you go. Why is it that Alabama Power still maintains this special relationship with the state of Alabama, where they are guaranteed a certain amount of profit when no other business gets that? I mean, this is 19.
And that would be for the utility people there
Public
to answer
Service
that
Commission.
question. Public Service Commission. And what I know about it, you can put in a thimble and still have room enough for
Okay.
a capital. You
But
know?
now, look, wait, I appreciate your allegiance to the party and to your fellow statesmen. But it's kind of like being a police. If a police is doing something wrong, even though he is part of the blue family, we still supposed to tell when they're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Well, and if you could repeat that, my Bluetooth went out. So what'd you say?
I said when two police officers are on scene and they both belong to the body of blue, but if one police officer is doing something wrong, he's still supposed to be told on by the party by the other police officer trying to do the right thing. So in the legislative process, even though I hear what you're saying, you don't want to bust them out.
Yeah, but Kevin, what I think is wrong and what they think is wrong is different. We all have a matter of an opinion, and you may think that because they can't pass the lottery is wrong, but you may have somebody up there that is super religious, and their religion doesn't want them to pass any kind of gaming. So I can't say what is wrong to me. Nobody's broke the law, that's for sure.
Well, that's true, but we do like to know that we realize you guys are a team, but we're on the team too.
Right. I get it. Okay. And, y'all put us here. My voting record is very clear. I have voted against the gaming, and I would vote for a lottery, but the gaming itself for casinos to be up and down the interstate is just not what I think this country needs. The state needs to see.
Me either. All right. Well, listen, Reed, thank you very much. But you showed a lot of courage today because even though you found out you was talking to the people, you didn't say, I got to go. So I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate what you do and then keeping the people informed.
Hey, how's Sweet Creek doing?
We're doing good. Thanks. Yes, sir. It's been a busy summer. It's slowing down a little bit now, and I'm kind of glad we can get some things done. A lot of the tourists are staying at home and getting the kids back in school, but the local people are taking care of us, and we're keeping people employed. We came through the summer with.
Tell people where you're located at, and Sweet Creek is tell a little bit about Sweet Creek. I'm gonna give you a free spot here. Tell a little bit about Sweet Creek and where you're located.
Well, God, 10 years ago said, Reed, go open up a fruit stand, and we opened it up at 85 Meriwether Road, which actually it faces 231 South and Pike Road, and we're 2 miles from Taylor Road, and it's kind of revolved into a full-blown restaurant, farm-to-table restaurant, and we grow a lot of produce here. We grow squash, zucchini, okra, pumpkins, and etc. But we have a lot of local farmers that bring stuff in, and we have a lot of local products, and we boil peanuts every day, and we have fresh meat, we have local meat, we have ciders, we have peaches, we have anything you can think of, and it's actually a learning center for the kids. We have chickens that run around, we have peacocks, turkeys. Come see us, and we would love to say hello.
It's a great place to come out to, as a matter of fact. I'm out there often, so it's a great place. Reed, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Keep up the good work, but let's get that lottery pass, okay?
We'll work on it. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, man.
Bye.
Well. You see, that's wonderful to know everybody. See, you just call them up and you just get them, talk about things. Well, listen, my time is about up right now, but I'm going to redo this later on today. So we'll be able to, it'll be this afternoon sometime. We'll replay it and let people listen to Reed or anybody and any of the other callers that entertained us this morning. All right. So remember what I always say every day before I get off the air. It is not the falling down that makes you strong. It is getting up every time you fall. That's where your strength comes from. So if you go down, get right back up. Keep getting up. Don't ever quit. Don't ever, ever quit. We'll see you. Have a great day. I got to head out to the VA now. I'm getting old. I got to walk.